By the time of King Philip's War, 1675 to 1676, the colonists were well accustomed to the sending of Indian captives out of the country and to the use of them in their homes. The policy followed toward the Indians captured in this war was the same as that shown in the Pequot War. The captives were either exported for sale in the European or West Indian slave markets. Where? European. Indians being sent to Europe, European slave markets, right? Letting you know. Or were retained in servitude in the colonies. Servitude. In the beginning of the war, Captain Mosley captured 80 Indians who were retained at Plymouth. In the following September, 178 were put on board a vessel commanded by Captain Sprague, who sailed from Plymouth with them for Spain. In this same year, 1675, Indians, probably from the coast of Maine, were landed as slaves at Fayal, one of the Azores. Again, in 1675, 15 Indians were captured and sent to Boston, tied neck to neck like a galley slaves. Much against the will of the populace, they were given a trial. All were finally acquitted except 2 who were sentenced to be sold out of the country as slaves. Wow. During the years 1675 and 1676, one finds mention of the sale of Indians in Plymouth in groups of about 100. Groups of about 100. How many groups? They're not telling us, right? How many groups of about 100? 10 groups would be 1,000, right? All right. 57, 3, 160, 10, and 1. From June 25 to 1675 to September 23rd to 1676, the records show the sale by the Plymouth colonial authorities of 188 Indians. With the close of the war after Philip's death, many of the Indian chiefs were executed at Boston and Plymouth, and most of the remaining chiefs with their captives followers were sold and shipped off as slaves outside the colonies. Those transported were carried to various parts: the Spanish West Indies, Spain, Portugal, Bermuda, Virginia, and the Azores. All right, Spanish West Indies, right? The West Indies, Spain, right? Europe, Portugal. We're talking about Seville and Lisbon. These were huge slave markets, especially for American Indians. Bermuda, Virginia, and the Azores.